Yo, can you hear me? You listening to
WAW. What a week.
What a week.
Welcome to WOW What a Week. It's the middle of February, a time when you see lots of reds and pinks, cartoony hearts, and when you're told that it's a time of love and appreciation, it's also Lent. You don't want to go to hell. Well, we love what we do, and reading the comments we get, you love what we do. So showing love and appreciation for the people that show us love and appreciation, here's another edition of WOW What a Week.
This is What a week.
What a week. You can't make this shit up.
Our comedian guest is in the building. A Stopnonsons is a nickname given to a sturdy wall erected around a property. The term indicates that it is meant to stop strange behavior. But when applied to our next guest, it seems that it allows for strange behavior and more than a few laughs, in a dress even. Please give a warm welcome to Tumi Stopnonsons. Tumsa!
Uncle Fresh.
How you doing, my dog?
I'm not doing it.
It's good to see you, man. Last time I saw you was probably 4 or 5 years ago, literally.
Serious?
Yeah, I think it was at Metro FM Studios about 4 or 5 years ago.
No, that was the last time we had like a formal sit down.
Well,
but we've been, at
Not
gigs and stuff.
Not really.
Okay.
Gigs where, my man?
How?
What are you confusing me with? You sound like white people now. All black people look the same. It's like you look like the other one. Oh, Glenn,
I'm not doing it.
it's good to see you.
Man.
My man, are you feeling out? Ke bona maramanyana.
Stress is some nonsense.
Would you say you've put on a bit of weight or you're just catching up with yourself? You're filling out.
I think actually I'm catching up with myself because everyone knows like they've got bodies.
Yes.
So like a few years ago I underwent an operation, so I had a hyperactive thyroid. Hey,
Hold on. So how did you find out that your thyroid was hyperactive?
Okay, because it started resulting in like a swollen neck. So
Ah.
I was pushing against my esophagus. So sometimes I tried to say jokes. Not that I wasn't funny, but
Sure.
they were not landing proper
Eh.
because they were under the oppression
In it,
in a holding back. So yeah, I went
Was
for
it
an
sore?
operation. No, it wasn't
Okay.
even, but the
you
doctor
just
said,
look like Mike Tyson.
yeah.
Unosquonkwethu. Eh?
Yeah, my neck was a bit getting. It was swollen, man.
Sure.
It it looked a bit chubbier than Kimonada. So it is.
No, but I'm Kimonada.
Yeah, I get my neighbor and the neighbor.
Oh,
Yaga
okay.
was
No,
big.
I hear you. I
Yeah.
hear you.
So and apparently, if I hadn't like attended to it at that time,
So you're gonna die.
yeah, because it was pushing against my esophagus. So I would have like problems sleeping.
Hey, so you might have even thought you had sleep apnea.
You know?
Kanti you are suffocating.
I'm being choked
What?
by my own.
And choked you. Hey, Pella, black people think who choke you like electricity.
Like khammy was. And then what's that thing? What's that thing? Why is that thing out of it and you feel like you're being
Oh
pressed
yes. What's it called?
It's got a name.
Kisibitele, demon, or sleep paralysis.
Yeah,
sleep
that.
paralysis.
So
Yes.
too often I thought it was
Jeez.
that. But then, yeah, man,
Yeah.
thank God, I went for the operation and then
Sure.
the doctor did indicate that, your appetite is going to change. But it hasn't even changed.
Appetite for what?
Valentine's things.
In fact, there's quite a few things happening this week. There's Valentine's, there's Lent. Justice Mogoeng says someone wants him dead. Bafana are home. STI numbers mo Gauteng are up. Tintolo Mdimu is being discussed in Parliament. Load shedding isn't the end of the world, according to Member of Parliament Sylvia Lucas. What do you want to talk about?
Ooh, let's start with the STIs.
Yes.
Yo, I actually saw something on TikTok. They're like, in the whole of Gauteng.
Sure.
Like, Bramfontein, that's at its peak.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Well, because it's like a ton of students.
I don't know, but...
Is it a ton of students or a ton of libido in one area? Or a ton of I don't care? I will take penicillin and I'll be okay.
But also, I get I think they are active, these kids. These kids, because
They're like your thyroid.
They're hyper. They hyper. Instead of fees must fall, the pants are falling there.
Yo.
That's what I've realized. Kabram.
What I don't understand though, because the Gauteng Department of Health are saying STI numbers in Gauteng are at an alarming spike, which means obviously then people are, kiskunu nje.
Rasher.
But on top of that, because of the culture, especially everyone is going out, you're gonna find hore le jwala motho e one, le le baya. So already the intersection EU is a problem.
Yeah. And
look around, maybe there's someone who prefer the comedian. You know what I mean? Or prefer the DJ, or prefer a mapolitiki.
Yeah.
And then there's just one massive cesspool of ill that is happening there. And it doesn't help now also that you're told that, no, don't stress. If ukula is one tablet a day, utlaba sharp. So I think people have reached a point where they're like, oh, I'll be fine.
Yeah, and also because I think because now every second person in South Africa is now popular, so that thing comes in, eh? Like, yeah, it's easy access now. I've noted. Because, like, if you go to, like you were putting it, like if you go to gigs, like, it's more or less the same bottle girls that are there, the trophy girls that are there.
It's the same pool of people.
Yeah, and now ourselves, like, it's no longer thinking out, oh, when I'm like, fana boy.
Sure, it's your turn.
To shine.
No, in fact, there's a saying that that guy is not your guy, it's just your tent.
Yeah. So it's crazy. And the level of, like, I check out even the age groups, man.
Sure,
Even
sure.
now, like, I was offended this other time, and then, like, I just greeted this other, because she was looking at me. And
Sure.
he can also salute
Sure.
He can also salute this. I think she's probably like 14. And she waved. And I was like, okay, sharp. You're grand. And I'm like, why you look at me? I'll type ya. I'm like, what?
Oh,
At
wow.
your age?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, wow. Okay.
Eh?
Not that I was looking.
Oh, wow. That is wild.
It was wild.
I remember I gave a talk at a school. We were donating sanitary wear to all the girls at that school.
Yeah.
So obviously from grade 8 until grade 12. And it's like a ton of girls at the school. And I remember, as they're screaming, as Rikena,
Yeah.
one of the teachers is like, the sad thing is, for a lot of the grade 8 girls, they're looking at you as a hero or their favorite DJ. For a lot of the grade 12, they're looking at you as a potential.
Yeah.
And she said it with a straight face.
No, but
And
it's
she
true.
says one of the big worries they have is a break. Guys in cars come and park outside their school because they might have a girlfriend at that school. And then after Gala, some of these girls are picked up by working guys.
Listen to driver transport.
Outside a high school, my guy. Outside a high school.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad because also, like, I feel like we just don't put too much emphasis in these age restriction rules, and because you go to a club and you're shocked, you find this very specific lady in a club. They're a lady in a club.
Sure.
But after that, then you find out, muntu ka usani.
Ke ngwana Sgele.
O singer e mona go bon drop ya ngwala.
Sure.
Like, what? So it's crazy.
So, are you Christian? Are you Roman Catholic? Do you Lent?
Oh, nagamzalwane. Like hardcore. Like I'm a PK.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad is a bishop. My mom is
Okay.
a pastor. Yeah. Hence, killer out of like.
Oh, okay. So you're rebelling, basically. You're like, oh, ke tla le bontsha.
Yeah, man. Like I need to give my dad some topics to preach about.
Exactly. I mean, if you're going to be in line and you're going to be the altar boy at your father's church,
Nah, then
he's out of content.
Yeah.
You must be the content.
Yeah, I must be
My
the
son wears a dress to be funny sometimes.
I can say ke moya or king.
Ke moya wa bo satane or ke content, because there's a fine line.
Yeah, and also like because my dad is like old school, ne?
Sure.
So these things, can you imagine? He's never been even to a single show of mine. My mom has been there. My mom is the easy one, you know.
Yeah.
And I would say like foul things even on stage, and she's my dad is so old school. My dad didn't even know who I am for the longest of time.
As in
the public.
That you're a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He didn't. He was like, okay, we took him to school to study IT,
Yes.
graduated and whatever, and then now he's lazy.
He doesn't know that you are still making money in your own lazy
I'm
way.
like, where do you think these things are coming from?
So what does he think of Jemima?
My dad at some point, like many other people, thought, yeah. Because I also grew up like as a softinyana. I was that boy. Or
You were a gentle
like this,
boy.
I'm passing. So a bit of a softie, and then I think I started off ke bontshanyana bo masculine when I was like I in high school, because
Sure,
then now
sure.
Grootman and sister like they were now out of the high school, so I had to stand for myself.
Oh, yes,
Like, you
yes,
know,
yes.
got into physical fights and all these things, and that's when sharp. I never because I used to cry, Joe. I used to cry, and crying now at that time was mistaken or
Yeah.
So when I had to stand up for myself, at the later age, because that's my problem, and I went to a colored school,
Sure.
and then now every time we're gonna catch you after year, bruh. So I always had to, duck and dive nyana between the mpama le di what,
Yeah.
So yeah, I started off, man. Then that's when you know what, I'm gonna show them actually. I guess I clever
You're
fun
gonna show
today.
them, show
Yeah,
them,
show them. I'm
show
gonna make
them.
that circle bigger myself.
So you grew up in the south of Jozi.
Yeah.
Loli,
Annadale.
Annadale area.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. Well, I was born in Kosoweto, Para, and then we had to move to Habopapaka,
Sure.
which is northwest in the Gobrets. Ploma Gobrets in Yana Umtutlu.
Sure.
And then when I did, I think my grade 3, that's when we moved back to Joburg,
How would you say growing up in a colored township affected or influenced you versus if you'd grown up Kokasi, Yabotaki?
Funny thing is, so growing up, we could not differentiate between Makalate le Mahua.
Sure.
So we thought, ke mangam lava.
Hebanna.
So there was this level of respect that we gave them, and you knew as a young boy, how can Jolal Kalati,
Opopile.
you know what I'm saying? And it was only, man, when we grew up, we realized that, man, it's like iso nje ba ba tshwana le rona ba. Le bona mos di plasma di dutse di ma di crate go ntlong.
Yeah, ke complexion.
Fair. Yeah, it was just that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Are you a Bafana fan? What are your thoughts of Bafana this past week?
For someone that has so many soccer player friends,
Yeah.
I don't actually follow football that much. I just watch what I want. If it's a topic,
Sure.
of course, I watch South Africa, be it Springboks,
Yes, sir.
Bafana, well, Kaizer Chiefs, because I was forced to support that team. But yeah, man, Bafana, I just watch the matches. Yeah, I don't know who's hot, who's not. I know there's Pesitao somewhere there.
There's Pesita there, and then we're still learning the others.
Yeah, and others. And that goalkeeper that did wonders. That colored goalkeeper that did
One
wonders.
of your people.
Yeah,
One
our
of-
people.
one of your people,
Yeah.
Now, earlier on, we were talking about the fact that there's so many comedy shows, like nice, intimate comedy shows happening,
Yeah.
but they're also selling out, though. So it's not big shows. It's not like an ICC.
Yeah.
But there's nice shows getting support.
Yeah.
Am I seeing it right?
Yeah, you see, that's because comedy is way different from like music.
Sure.
And I think it's closely linked with hip hop, based on the styles, punchlines, and all these things, and also the culture around it.
Sure.
So there's a lot of underdogs that are there. You'd be shocked. There's a comedian that's selling out in Gqeberha.
Yes.
And even I, with other well-known comedians, when we go there, we still find it tricky,
Yes.
It's a very nice grown. I can say it's grown because boys are even living, man.
Sure.
They own houses now. They got
Yes.
things out of just those small shows.
So it's finally paying off as a career. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it is. It is. I think it has always. It was just a matter of time where we were able to master, or most of us were able to master the corporate side of
Yes,
it. The
yes.
business side of it.
Sure,
Because
sure.
the theater struggles of we are doing it for the passion. Yeah.
And I think also on top of that, it was the same names all the time.
Yeah.
Lineups were the same names all the time. Now you see names you don't know. And they
Yeah.
are so funny. You're like, why have I not known about this person?
Yeah. No, because I think also after the Trevor umbrella, and like up until we got used to the Trevor umbrella, because everyone, he was like the guy that
Sure,
you aspire to be like, you know, because even if you'd say something on stage that just goes offline, people will be like, you'll never get to where Trevor Noah is.
Yeah.
So you was always that guy that they would mark you
The
against.
the beacon.
Yeah.
But Trevor comes here, and I'm telling you right now, there's comedians who'd bury him, like in this country right
I've
now.
seen.
There's a ton of comedians who'd easily bury, and it's something Black Coffee has said countless times that. You know, I'm a hot DJ, but there's a ton of DJs back home that are just as hot, if not hotter than me. The only thing we lack generally as Africans is just give me an opportunity. Give me access to the opportunity and I will show you. And that's what a lot of kids are lacking on our continent.
Yeah.
That they could perform at a global level.
Oh,
They just don't have the access.
There's just so many, and we always have like these conversations backstage. I remember that time with Skumba, we were talking about if only there was a way that the rest of Africa, because we are trying,
Sure,
you know,
sure,
even
sure.
in the social spaces, you know, to try and reach out, you know. But if there was an eye that was, you know, scouting for, there's a boy called Jay Boogie from Soweto.
Sure.
Yo,
Yeah.
the funniest, that guy can handle a good 6 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling
One
you.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you are at his show, you must know that you are just there to go collect what you are getting paid, and that's it. The rest
Yes,
of the
sir.
show is about him.
Oh, wow.
He's funny. See what Martin Lawrence used to do?
Sure.
He's our Martin Lawrence.
Oh, wow.
And he's unknown. He's got a few clips that are online that
Sure,
people know,
sure.
but because of man, are so be advanced. You see, that's why the YouTubers, these boys are killing it.
Sure.
You know, they're much more influential. So if we had like TikTok and all these other platforms, you know, when PMS was still the thing.
Oh, yes. It would be a different story.
Because it came in with the whole wave of comedians.
Absolutely.
And they were introduced into the game that way. You see, so we also, I wish comedy also in South Africa had like a Def Jam kind of structure.
Sure.
Because you see, everyone that was on Def Jam is a superstar now.
Yes.
And because their stage presence was used as the audition.
Yes.
So if you for instance, if you look at Kevin Hart is Kevin Hart everywhere.
Sure.
He doesn't change the character, you know what I'm saying? So everything that you saw on stage, you're still gonna see it, whether he's a hitman on a movie
Absolutely.
or anything else, you know. So I wish we had that, and straight John Flesmer's attempted to do that, which I don't know for what reasons didn't work out, but yeah, I mean, if we had that kind of structure, I feel like South African comedians.
But what you're saying, though, is there is movement, there is momentum, and you guys just mustn't sleep on it then.
Yeah, must be recognized. Even the Department of Arts and Culture. There's no like.
Libertarian, gents.
Joe.
Liberty Savannah. How do you get into Savannah? Like, what else do you want?
That's all we get. That's all we get.
Yeah,
by
so
the
the
way.
Khathis get 6-pack.
Aragati
Lebata
is
nyugu, no.
No, Joe. Man, we are old now. Like I was even. I'm now what? 11 to 12 years now.
Yeah.
Doing stand up because I never did any 9 to 5.
Sure,
Straight
sure.
from Scala. I went on
Qualified
stage.
IT, you're like, computer for what?
Nice. C# for who?
Yeah.
I want to be on that stage.
Has it been worth it?
To be honest,
Yeah.
in all angles.
Sure.
In all angles. I don't think I'd ever do anything outside comedy.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? With that being said, I'm doing other things like you were presenting and
Sure,
whatever, but
sure.
Confident they branched out straight from stand-up comedy.
Absolutely.
You know, it's worth it, man.
What's next for Stopnonsons? And then is Jemima still active? How active is she? Is she in Bramfontein? Should we worry about her stats?
She's not in Bramfontein.
Yeah.
So it has been like a very, very big debate with my team, you know, in terms of, are you bringing her back?
Sure.
Because
Or should you just have a whole funeral?
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because for me, I thought, you know, having to bring back Jemima basically was doing what Bomo Sakaula was doing, you know, just being raw and
Sure.
saying things. I feel like she paved a good way. You know what I'm saying? Having to bring her back needs like serious rebranding. You know what I'm saying? It can't be
And a
that
new
Jemima-
wardrobe because you can say meal, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
Jemima was about pakilenyana.
Yeah, but
Jemima looked like she needed to eat a burger.
we are.
Back then.
we are actually planning on the cause. Also, there's a hashtag now that's there in the socials. Hashtag bring back Jemima.
Exactly.
So I did coin like a few classics
Sure,
from
sure,
her. And by the way, I remember you used to be a fan. This other time, I never told you this story. I had accompanied one of my friends, Mkapilo, go SAPC Studios. And I'm walking, but I can hear a Jemima clip is playing from outside. And I'm like, yo, this guy's different. No, this is, and I'm like, I'm waving on the window. And you just did this. You thought it was one of those people that were just
Like,
passing there.
a fan.
I'm like,
He's got a
that's my
demo."
clip. That's me there. Hey, it was crazy.
No, I was a Jemima fan.
Yeah, I
for the
remember,
longest time.
because I'm not a huge Twitter fan.
Sure,
I feel
sure.
like it's a very toxic space, and being the sensitive guy that I am,
So
Yeah,
you
don't
still
show
cry
it.
inside.
Yeah, I'm that stop nonsense that's still wet.
Yeah, sure.
Samantha is so.
Samantha is so, yeah.
So I would just see like with the tags because you used to push it very much on the Twitter spaces and stuff, and I'd see people saying, "Hey, tune in," and then I'm like, this other time I'm like, "Hey, I'm even outside the studios,
Yeah.
but they don't know me. These guys,
But alas,
it's fine.
one
they'll
day,
know me."
one day they'll know me.
One day.
A year or two later, I was interviewing you. So you see?
Yeah, it was, man, and man, I've ever since, man.
Sure.
To be quite honest, I wouldn't say you made me. Don't take that credit. Hey, la rata oreza.
I'm not going to say I made you, but I will tell you now that I've supported SA comedy on my radio shows for the last 22 years more than any
Definitely.
other radio show in
Definitely.
the history of radio
Yeah.
in this country.
Aish.
That I will tell you.
Yes, and I agree. I agree because I remember even
I think,
after.
I think Alex J maybe comes a close second. But otherwise, like I said, nobody has supported SA comedy on radio the way I have over the last 22 years.
And even, I mean, I've seen you at a couple of shows, seated, watching SA comedy, and I'm like, my name is Fresh, who understand that the joke is Mashabela.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Because King Gamlan.
Because you are, the big dog.
Since the black colored guy. My man, we need to wrap up. Apparently, we're out of time. But where do we catch you in action? Are you on stage anytime this month?
Yeah,
February?
I'm working on my special.
Yes, sir.
It's an hour 40-minute special. It's after the whole controversy. There's a lot of things that happened last year, And
What controversy?
I'm not here to talk about that.
We want to know.
I'll start sounding guilty or like I'm defending myself. So it's out there. If you know, you know. If
Okay.
you don't know, let's meet in court.
Hey,
But so after the whole experience, man, I felt the best way to even, because I haven't said anything about whatever,
Sure.
And I'm like, the best way to say it, it's just bring it home, man, and just working on my special, which is titled My Side of the Story. A lot of facts,
Okay.
An eye-opener. It's too emotional, but very funny also.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So I'm looking forward to that. But otherwise, I am touring this week. Just after here, I'm actually flying to Durban. Got a show with, the likes of Nonto R.
Sure. I love Nonto to death. Like to death. I love her like you have no idea.
Man, you haven't healed from your marriage.
this
Stop
guy.
looking at other. Relax. Leave Nonto to us.
Hey, but Nonto is married. Why are we leaving it to anyone?
Oh, you know that.
How? This guy?
No,
I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm just a fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're fresh out of,
My man, let me let you go.
It's fine. Cool.
Where do we find you online?
Yo, everywhere, guys, unfollow me at Stopnonsons.
Sure.
That's where I'm at.
Later.
Everything.
My dude, all the best. We're looking forward to your side of the story.
Yeah?
And may your show kick ass.
Definitely.
Ladies
No
and gentlemen,
doubt.
Stop Nonsense.
What's it?
It's about to stop the nonsense.
Danko.
This is
What a week.
What a week. Celebrity guest.
Celebrity guest.
So, when describing many actresses, people draw comparisons from the animal world. Some are described as tigresses, some are lionesses. Some deserve those tags while others don't. When it comes to our next guest, many of her fans, as well as people who have watched The Masked Singer, will agree that she is a fox.
Really though?
Please give a warm welcome to the somewhat vixeny Zikhona Sodlaka.
Somewhat vixen, somewhat.
Or you're a full vixen? Are you full?
Nobody wants to be somewhat a vixen.
Yeah, but also you're a mother,
either-
you see, so we don't want to just fully vixenate you.
So all the other vixens out there are not mothers.
Not that I know of, eh?
There is no mother that you know of that you consider 100% vixen.
I don't want to fully vixenate you, but if you're in a full vixenation, then, ladies and gentlemen,
Is this a tender vixenation when you say somewhat a vixen?
ladies and
like-
gentlemen,
No.
fully vixenated.
Jeez.
She went for the booster.
Where did I go for the booster also?
She went for the booster shot. Fully vixenated. Quite the fox. Please make some noise for Zikhona
Sodlaka.
Sodlaka.
How
are you doing?
I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful.
We
How
know
are you
you're
doing?
beautiful.
Yeah.
We've known for a very long time. I fell in love with you on Cha-Cha.
That
I was so in love with you that in 2006-7, I think, I was booked for a gig in Grahamstown, and I told them on condition they take me to Tsolo so I can go to Satisfaction, just so I can say I've been there. That's how much of a fan I was.
That's why I didn't see you on that set, because you didn't take that booking, because they didn't bring you to my set.
No. There was I think you guys had stopped shooting.
Yeah.
Shooting. But like I said, I had a booking in Grahamstown, and I knew that in the area there somewhere is where they shoot Cha-Cha.
Oh my gosh, 2000 and what? Was it 6 already?
Yeah, 5, 6. Yeah. That's how old we are.
You know, technically in my culture, I should say boot fresh.
Yeah, you probably should, actually.
But it doesn't go.
No, it doesn't.
So can
know.
I just say fresh?
You can say whatever you want.
Fresh.
Yeah.
Yes.
You are now a CrossFitter.
I am.
What is CrossFit for those that don't know?
I am. I lift weights now. It's been, we had a little
Yeah?
chat about it, right? It's been such an intimidating little thing. Like
Yes.
I've been watching people lift and carry those heavy weights for a very long time, and I've just been like, I really think I'm that way inclined.
Sure.
You know, there's like specific types of people. Like there's a person who like yoga, into the soft training,
yes,
and then there's
yes.
runners who usually
Yes.
don't really mix things, and then there's the strong people.
Sure.
I mean, not that the others are not strong. I've always known that it's something I should try.
So you thought CrossFit was not for you?
It's very intimidating. I knew it's for me. I liked it from far, but it's like
Sure.
looking at somebody that you know you really want, but you just like,
But also, I think there's CrossFitters are like wine drinkers, iPhone users.
yes,
Uh,
it's very specific.
They've got this arrogance nyana.
Yeah,
almost
because
like
sinamandla
we
kaloku,
are
babes.
us here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You can't do
until
what
you
we
join
do.
us in the class and we're just a bunch of
Not realize,
softies.
these are just a bunch
just
of
a-
weak
like
people
everyone
trying to be
else.
strong.
That part. Yes, we are at least aware that we can get strong, and that's why we go.
Before you jumped into the world of CrossFit, because obviously you need mental strength for all of that,
Yes.
where do you draw strength from in your day to day when the chips are down, when things are not going well, when the auditions are not coming anymore, when you're being overlooked for awards because of a busted?
Oh,
you know?
that's dead, how to met Banigi. When- Oh, snap. I want to exercise what Hlomla was doing when he sat on this chair.
Or the inner, no,
Shut the hell up, the inner that person.
no,
I'm like, yeah, it's a great exercise. I should practice it.
no, you shouldn't.
Where do I draw strength?
Yeah,
So I'm a rural girl
okay.
from Mthatha, and we have a very close family. I don't know if like abantu baselokishini are not tight. I don't know. But as Lalini, you're forced to be each other's best
Sure,
friends
sure.
before you become best friends outside. So I really have like a close-knit situation with my sisters. I am the last born, which means I have to listen to what they say most of the time.
Which sometimes sucks.
Which sucks until it's something to do with Imali, and then I have a say.
Yeah.
So they are the people that kind of sort of like I'd call on when the auditions aren't coming in, when that award situation you spoke about,
Sure.
when that stuff happens, and even when the good times happen. So I kind of sort of like do that. And then obviously we must borrow.
No, it's fine.
Obviously we must borrow.
CrossFitters
from-
always break things.
Yeah, because we're strong. But I'm soft. I'm strong, but I'm soft. Please let it be remembered. Then I will kind of borrow from people who are doing the thing that I want to.
Sure. But
Absolutely.
you finally got the award the other day, or at least the one we felt like finally. Talk to us about that.
I get a lot of awards, Fresh.
I know that, but
My
the
goodness.
other day we were like,
Yes,
Yes.
there is. Are we okay?
yeah, we're good.
There is this international award situation that's come to South Africa, and they've
Yes.
just decided they're going to cover every single discipline in the arts, in performing arts, I think.
Sure.
So they've got directors, filmmakers, and they've got actors. And so they threw in everyone that has been great for a very long time.
Yes.
Because, the other award situations, I think that maybe it's because the selection is few. So it's just like, Ishsan, we have to choose 3.
Exactly.
Must we put her name in again?
Again. Like, give other children a
Can we
chance.
just give other kids and I'm just like, if there's one thing about me, I will congratulate people. So yeah, my turn was the other day.
And how did that feel?
It's pretty, when you're like, yeah, it's mine. Duh. When they announced my name, I was sitting down the whole, because like I said, I'm not even pretending.
Sure.
I am applauding when people win, especially when people who are supposed to win.
Absolutely.
So they're saying all these names, and the award that I thought I was going to take, they didn't call my name. So I'm that, okay, Sham, let me applaud. the
Which
whole
one
day.
was that one?
Outstanding
Just-
performance of the year.
Yes. Which was you?
Yeah.
We all know.
Period. So then somebody more deserving got it. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sharp. So when they say my name, I'm like, yay, Zikhona, yes. Then that thing happens, that thing that happens on TV when we're watching. They're like, no, that's you. You go get it.
Absolutely.
It's a bit of an out-of-body experience for real. But at the same time, you're just like, I think it's okay. I really should go collect that award.
Sure.
They're correct.
So 2019 at Sis Nomhle's funeral, you lamented the fact that government doesn't support the arts. We are not getting enough support. Obviously, that ruffled a couple of feathers. Do you stand by those words?
Fresh, you remind me of me. You're really good at what you do.
Is
How
your
did I say yes to coming here?
is your inner voice trying to govern you again?
No, like, when you're really good at what you do. Firstly, I can't say no.
So I am you and you are me.
That part. But
Okay.
you are like a million times.
No, shut up. No, rubbish.
No, we can get
Rubbish.
into that banter until the end of the show.
No,
You
no,
are like
rubbish.
a million.
Rubbish. And as the last born in our family, you must listen.
You're also the last born?
No, you
Or
are the
as
last
the child, I
born.
must
It's the-
listen.
it's
Or
the-
are you about to say, actually, no, Budwako, so
Exactly.
listen to what I say?
Exactly.
All right. So, do I stand by what I said?
And how would that support look like in the ideal world?
Okay. Laws aren't easy to break when they are there.
Sure.
You can break them all you want, but you are aware there's a law. There's a rule around this.
And often, hopefully, consequences for breaking them.
Absolutely. And it's legal. It belongs to the government, right? When you don't have those laws, it's easy to break them. So our industry is not legislated. Yours and mine. If you live in South Africa and you're in the arts, it's not legislated. Like Aikopa constitution, the arts, I think. So that's a good start because the bullying, the cheating, the cutting short, the baleking, the zimeling, the I'm gonna tubula you.
Sure.
It happens at free reign because there's no laws around this billion-rand industry. That's a good start. I think that's what support would be.
I was reading the other day about how the cast of Friends
Those rich people.
literally make millions
Sitting at
just
home.
from royalties.
Yes.
And for reruns
Yes.
and replays.
Oh, and somebody smart said to me that Friends is just my girlfriend. Not my girlfriends. What's the other show that was also a sitcom, but it had people of color?
Oh, yes, the other one. Yes. It was a Girlfriends.
In Living Single. We are living single.
Okay.
Friends is that, but they put a different cast.
They put white people, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yes. It's exactly the same show. They just went and then became like and it's way richer than the missing people. Yes, the French people still get paid. And also the funny, strange thing, and I stand to be corrected, please correct me. Here in South Africa, for advertising, there's royalties. Like if you do an ad, the rules that are supposed to be the law are applied, but not in a film. It's just a bit of a catch-22 for me. Like I don't.
But what are you guys doing about it though? And are you guys unionized enough to be influential enough to be enough of a lobby to say to them, guys, stop fiffing around?
Also, it's difficult to have a union when it has no one to report to.
Sure.
It's difficult to be a union of 1 million people that you represent. And then when you get to the government to say, on behalf of, as per section what? But
it's a good start though. It's a good start to be unified in us saying enough is enough. Can we fix this? Because the very same lawmakers sitting there in parliament are the same guys who come to your funerals and talk about how, yeah, we loved her. She was a great ambassador from Tata.
Even your funeral.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
and unless you put it in your will that you don't want anyone
I want
from
no
government.
flag on my freaking funeral. Do not sing, Nkosi Sigalela.
Exactly. So those are the same lawmakers that will talk about how they're your big fan. You know, when you win an award internationally, they're waiting for you at the airport.
That's true.
But they're going to, sign into law legislation that is not in your interest. And you guys are going to sit and allow it to happen.
But I think it's a catch-22. I don't disagree with you when you say it's better to have that union. But
Sure.
I promise you it's been tried before. They have unionized some way or form. There may not have been 2 million people part of that union, but it was a number, significant number. And then they go and they say, on behalf of, let's say there's 100,000 people for the sake of this conversation. There's 100,000 people say, and they're like, sorry, you don't belong to the Department of Labor. We don't recognize you as a laborer. We don't recognize you as a this. You don't recognize you as a that. And then it falls into that catch-22 situation where the people are despondent, seemingly, because you're just like, then what's the point? Because xa sisiya kula union, la union ayinandawo yokuya kuyo. And then xa singayi kuyo kuthiwa masenze union, sengathi kudlalwa ngathi singabantwana.
And I think it also doesn't help that you also have artists that are so hungry that they would take the very peanuts you're not willing to take, simply because I need to pay rent, I need to
And then somebody
eat.
has the right to offer those peanuts because they
Absolutely.
have no laws to adhere to.
Because that's the same issue we had. We tried to start a DJ union about 2000, in fact. And we met, a whole bunch of DJs we met, and we agreed that guys were going to unionize.
I can just imagine what that meeting must have been like. Pay money to be a fly in the wall.
Leave us alone. and the agreement was even that no one comes in for any gig at less than X amount.
Absolutely. That's where you start.
A month later, guys were taking gigs.
Yes.
A month later.
Yes, that's...
Guys from the very same
Yes.
meeting were taking gigs at a fee we agreed is peanuts.
Yes. You're like, we're not going to tell you how much to charge.
Yeah.
But I'll come to those events for less than R1.
Exactly.
And then next week.
Someone is like, 50 cents. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's like, no,
fine.
it's 90 cents, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's R1.50 or maybe.
Exactly.
Something like that, excuse me.
So I think that's one of our biggest challenges then as an industry. But how are Hollywood getting it right that we can't
They are
replicate?
legislated. They have
Also,
a
back to the
law.
members of parliament that will be at your funeral.
Yes, back to that guy.
But we can't afford to bury
They
you.
can't
because
tell
of-
them to go to work if they tools down because there's laws that they have to adhere to, and then that's why their unions are strong.
Sure.
Because they know they're backed up by an entire law. So upper shame unions, it's Zikhona Sodlaka, yazi bakhona, I could name them, I just won't. And betuna. It's just, I mean, their argument isn't. It's treated as if it's not as heavy as the piece of paper they hold. Ngelo xesha, it's hectic. It's representing national treasures.
Sure.
Bantu bamanyani.
Absolutely. The fame and that tension that you're getting in what you do.
Why do I roll my eyes so much? Maybe it's because I have a toddler, right? All I have is this as a reaction. Oh.
Exactly. I want to take you back to Mthatha just for a second.
Yes.
Because like you said, you're the last born. But you're also a rural child with siblings. And
Yes.
for them, your superstardom might mean nothing.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That when you're home, you must go still fetch water, you must
Yes,
make tea,
that part.
you must...
Excuse me.
Do you ever pull a, but do you know who I am at home? Or there's no chance?
I'm just imagining that conversation with my big brother who I cannot call by name. I have to call him Ubuti, even though I'm a 38-year-old. No. I cannot. It's not even something that would come out of my mouth.
But what are the family perks of being who you are, though? Surely there are family perks.
You know what? I noticed it with my mom before
Yeah.
she passed. May her soul rest. She really did respect me, but she respects all her kids.
Yes.
When she sees you have a good head on your shoulders, my mom will respect you. So there's a level of respect. They just like, okay, she can hold a conversation.
Yes.
I think that started because they were just like, okay, so she does speak in rather important rooms. But
yes.
I mean, also it gets cancelled out by the fact that we are a communicative, talking, meeting type of family. Get one chance at all times. So the perks to speak are that, but then they laugh at me a lot. Like I'm a child there at my home.
What do they laugh about?
Me, goofy kid, man.
Do they ever, depending on how things are going, say to you, maybe you should have found a real job?
Oh, that's how it started.
Are you for real?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's how it started. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. When you're still calling your mom on some, please help me with rent. And it's, 2-3 years into the job, and your mom was just like, so, Kawuye mntanami uyosebenza kwa-health. She used to work at the Department of Health.
And she knew someone who might be able to...
I know someone who can give you a job. They want nursing.
This can be a clerk or something.
Just like, oh my God, take it seriously. And then they had a meeting with her and they were just like, stop it. She's taking it very personal. And she stopped.
So, may I tell you a story? It's actually a very funny story. Well, I hope it's a funny story.
Okay.
So there's a young lady, there's a young lady I met the other day at an event. She's from Tata.
Great people
And she went to, is it St. Mary's in Grahamstown? Is it St. Mary's? Is there St. Mary's in Grahamstown? And she says 1998, I was doing a gig at Rhodes. It was the freshers gig. In fact, I think that's the same freshers gig I met Unati. Unati was in first year.
That's
At Rhodes. She says she sneaked out of the boarding house. She was in
Good for
grade
you.
10 because she wanted to see me DJ.
Oh my God.
And she was bussed. And then she was expelled.
No!
And she had to go...
You cost her education?
And she would literally had to go back to Mthatha and there to find her a new school. And she said she actually has no regrets because her life has taken the turn that she wanted it to go.
Have in the
But she says whenever she has issues and there's a family meeting, they're like, why don't you call DJ first?
I can tell you how it sounds in Xhosa.
Tell us.
Fresh wakho. Yeah. Fresh lo awagqotha esesikolweni. Umfana lockdown. Oh, such a sarcastic language.
She says that has been her life for the
Yes.
last 25 years
Yes,
now.
I believe her very well. Kaloku wena uyilantombi yase-TV.
Yeah.
Upho Zikhona lo wase-TV. Umntwana kwakwenu lo wase-TV not abanye lo wase-TV. It's just that vibe.
It's just the way it is.
Oh, yes.
So when you said you're from Tata and then we spoke about Grahamstown, I remembered her story. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, so motherhood.
Yes.
So motherhood. Was it planned or was it flip, okay.
I mean, even if it was a flip, it was post 30. So that
Yes.
old flip is kind of nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had that kid at 35, which is kind of all right. So
Sure.
I didn't know that I planned it. My family, who listens to everything that I say, and I forget a lot,
Yes.
says to me, that's what I said to them. They say, I said, this is what's going to happen with my life. A lot of the things that have happened, they say
You
I
spoke
said,
them into existence.
including that particular thing.
Oh, wow. Including the gender of the baby.
And then, wait, what? No. No, I think I wanted girls. I don't know. Yeah, I think I wanted girls. It's a boy.
Let's talk the journey to motherhood.
To motherhood, meeting a boy and making a child, or
No.
in motherhood?
We know what happens. We hope, unless it was the Holy Spirit.
No, not in this.
So we discover we're pregnant. Because
Yeah.
obviously then that affects a lot of things in your industry.
Yeah.
If you're in
When you're a
story
woman.
If you're a woman.
Yeah.
If you're in story, then it becomes, do we write the pregnancy into the story or not? Or do we write it out of the role?
Firstly, we must talk about how glad we are
Yes.
that finally there are women in the writer's room now who understand that
Yes.
you can write it into existence
Yes.
in the actual story, that pregnancy isn't just an ugly thing, it's not a ball, it's a child. And people get pregnant because just now we can think back,
Sure.
under 10 years ago, we were not seeing a lot of South African stories that are writing
Sure,
pregnant women into the
pregnancies
story.
into it, yeah.
And I am a case of that. We found out we're pregnant, and then they wrote it into a story. There's a Netflix show that
Sure.
wanted me to join. I told them I'm 4 months pregnant. They say, okay, we'll call you back. And they call me back. And because it was run by internationals, they came up with a thing. They were just like, okay, we know what to do.
Or because it's you, and they knew they needed you on the show. Never forget that.
That, right?
Exactly.
It does cross my mind sometimes, so I'm just like,
It's like, oh, you're pregnant. No,
is
don't
it
worry.
because it was me?
Oh, you're
is it because
transitioning.
they
Ah,
just
don't
like-
worry. We
It's
actually
fine, we'll
we wanted to do an LGBTQI story anyway.
Anyways. So can you wear makeup from the beginning and then at the end you give me a boy? They wrote it in, Brash. It was the
Yeah.
coolest thing. So my pregnancy was that. I worked from beginning of my pregnancy.
Sure.
I was on a show called Blood Psalms. When I found out, we were about 3 months.
And Blood Psalms was like a dope show.
Blood Psalms was incredible.
Looks like it's a dope show.
It was incredible. Jamil Kuba, can you imagine one man created that story?
Yeah.
It was incredible. And I mean, how amazing was the
Mm,
cast? The story is out of this world, literally. The cast is just beyond.
It's us.
Yeah.
It's us.
Yeah.
It's us telling stories in a way that we've never been allowed to tell.
Yeah.
Our stories have always been same old, same old. Our
Yeah.
stories have always been stereotypical. It's like stories of, the black condition in the US. It's either you're gangsters, you're in the hood, or you're
Did I not have
slaves.
an audition the other
Or
day
you're
with these
slaves.
American stories, right?
Or to be a slave.
Unfortunately, the other type of slave, the mad black girl, the crazy, angry black girl. And I just like,
Did
for
you
the life
do
of
Did you do
me,
the
I was just
audition?
like, xa kubuhlungu. And the thing
Yeah.
is, like, so I just can't be doing things I don't know. But so
Mm.
you're right. You're always feeding into an existing.
Absolutely. So Blood Psalms was actually a welcome change.
I am so glad that show happened. Big ups to Showmax for taking it on, pumping money into it, supporting it, even
Yeah.
though they don't understand. But we should understand because we've seen shows like Game of Thrones before.
Exactly.
We've been watching it.
Why are other people allowed to have fantasy stories, but we must have the same thing, Where now we must free Mandela again. Mandela's been free, guys. How many Mandela stories can we make? And I think what's even more annoying is there are so many names even within the struggle for liberation who have stories that are probably more compelling as a movie that are not being made.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
And if there's budget, then let's put budget into those stories.
Firstly, but also if there isn't budget for those stories,
Yeah.
can the people who do have money on the outside sitting
Sure.
and watching and enjoying the arts invest?
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to a story about the mothers of the children of June 16. You know what I mean? That in itself is a whole story.
That's insane.
Why is it not being told?
I haven't even thought about that.
Not even the mothers, just the girls
Yeah.
from June 16. We only hear
Yeah.
about the boys. There were a lot of
course we
girls.
only-
The girls that had to leave the country at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
The girls that disappeared. We're not hearing their stories.
Yeah.
Why are the stories not movies or series?
Yeah. Kaloku funders are men. So they're always going to find these into zinamadoda phakathi because they're just like,
But maybe you guys are not presenting.
Fresh susfaka tina.
No, but
Susfaka tina siyapresenta tina siyapitcha sine ideas siyafuna uvela.
unfortunately, as one of the soon-to-be senior girls in the team of actresses, we expect you to be one of the people.
Did you just say soon to be senior? Oh my gosh, it's so true. I'm like, God, I'm too 40. Oh, shit. It makes me so nervous. They already treat me like an adult. I mean, and nerves. So how old are you? I'm like, I'm in my 30s. I
Yeah.
can't say.
It's like, which part of the
I can't
30s?
say my 30s. That adult. Yes?
So unfortunately, with your track record
Mm-hmm.
and your experience, there are people who are going to look up to you and say, we expect you to hold that torch that says, we demand more than what we're getting already.
100%.
Unfortunately, that comes with where you are right now.
100%. I really, really want to invite
Yeah.
as many investors as possible to listen to the stories that are being pitched by the
Sure.
female producers. I mean, I'm producing now as well.
You see? I've just given you 2
So-
ideas. You're welcome.
Yeah, but I mean, we all know if those ideas go on tape, if we film that stuff, you're going to be entitled to your 5% because women
I
are
don't.
fair.
I don't want your 5%. You can have it.
Thank
Rather
you.
put it into a fund for, in the event that an actor or an actress is struggling, that fund can.
I'm so tired of that story, Fresh. Aren't you like excited about the idea of an arts and culture in South Africa that is not popular with struggling stories?
Dude, I remember when lockdown happened.
As in the series or real life?
No. The one we all went through.
Yes.
And I remember about a couple of weeks in, where artists already were saying they're struggling.
Yeah,
already
yeah.
a couple of weeks in, I was, I think, supporting 6 families of struggling, mainly artists and musicians. 6. Couple of weeks in already. Because the gigs have stopped.
Because it's
And
hand to mouth.
It's literally gig to mouth, gig to mouth, gig to mouth. You don't even have time to save because
Of
every cent
course.
counts. Every cent counts. And I remember reading, German government unlocks billion euro for the struggling arts.
South Africa
billion.
did release a couple of
A couple.
billions.
A couple.
They just
That went to a handful of people.
we just didn't see it. No.
Went to a handful of
Isn't
people.
it the one that disappeared completely?
That was the one that disappeared, and then there was also the fund that went to,
To the other guy, the musician?
I think him and his daughter also got something. I'm like, why are you giving one person $1 million when you could say to 1,000 struggling artists, here's groceries for 6 months?
Yeah.
But you want to give one person's company $1 million
Yeah.
rand?
The
$1 million
few
rand.
people that were offering groceries were private people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people. Like I said, I literally, by the thick of things of lockdown, I was literally getting groceries for at least 15 families within our industry. 15. And I was struggling myself.
Of course.
And I had to pay my staff. And there was zero income. You know what I mean? Are you ready to cry with me?
See, I will laugh as quickly as I will cry. I'm telling you, Fresh, it's ridiculous. It's absurd.
So like I'm saying though, that we want to support what you guys are doing, and we're hoping big business will also do that.
Yes.
My support will always be, I will be a cheerleader. We
Yes.
will do interviews. We will
Yes.
throw ideas at you guys,
Yes.
and hopefully one of them will become a thing.
Sus disconnect her Fresh. They understand why you are plugged into the same system I am.
Yes.
Sukuti, suku iti, get into the habit of Tina, us, we, Tina, we in the arts must plug, we must. Because even you are arts and culture. When we are standing there looking at the same minister, sports, arts and culture, musicians, DJs, producers, filmmakers, even Siakolis. Same minister.
One of the reasons I'm speaking about, especially you guys, is because
As in the filmmakers.
the
they're in front of
filmmakers,
camera.
your entire
Okay.
industry,
Okay.
is the perception always is because you're on TV or you're in a movie, you're making a ton of money. You know what I mean?
I understand the science
And
behind that.
and within the broader arts and culture, you guys are probably the most exploited or the least appreciated in terms of how you're paid.
100%.
You know what I mean? And
100%.
people think because when you're in story for 3 months,
Yes.
you're rocking.
Yes.
That money that you got paid for the 3 months we're seeing on
Yes.
TV probably didn't even last you a month
Yes.
because you're still paying back rent for when you were not in any story.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. I mean, we could go on and on and
So
on.
you guys are taking most of your
Yeah.
careers.
The people who are in the film business you are completely correct. They're most exploited. I don't know the music side, so let's go through it very quickly. If you have a song that's out and it's playing and it's in high circulation, you get money, right, every time it plays on the radio, something like that?
Yeah, but it's a pittance. It's a pittance.
Also, it's not like big monies that...
It's not big monies. And unfortunately, perceptions for us are different from perceptions for you.
So we don't even get a percentage. So even if the musicians are getting a certain percentage,
Sure.
we don't. Like, so
You get zero
you're
royalty.
correct. Zero royalty. So
You're like
even
the
if-
plumber. You
Yeah.
fix the pipe, here's your money, go away.
100%. But we're going to take the show and we're going to sell it in another country.
And we want to use your face. Like, the plumber made the show, But the
Yeah.
plumber is not part of.
And we're going to sell the show because of you, but you're going to get that percentage that you're entitled to. You're not going to
Yeah.
get. I heard something about the Generation 16, the people who left the show. I have an idea why they left.
Tell us.
It was something to do with the royalties.
Ah, yes.
It was actually perpetuated to be something else because the government of media is not obviously the freelancers. It's the people who run it. But they were actually asking for the contract that includes royalties, that they get paid the royalties that are on the contract. Because as an actor,
Sure.
when you sign a contract, it says you're entitled to 5% of royalties. It's just you don't get it. It's there on the contract.
Oh, wow.
So then they were just like, okay, cool. So it's there. So why are you honoring these parts of the contract and not honoring these parts? But we know that the show is being sold in 500,000 countries. Remember that 5%, that 2% that's on the contract? Hi, me. And then it was said that it was something else they're fighting for.
Yeah,
it
because
was
that-
actually the royalty.
Because that's a conversation I had with the late Jamie Bartlett. May his soul rest in peace.
May his soul rest.
We were both judges on SA's Got Talent.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about how he was booked for an appearance in one of the African countries.
Yeah.
And he had no idea how big
Yeah.
ETV was in those African countries. He says he stepped out of his hotel and he was mobbed.
Yeah.
And he was told that, no, ETV is literally on every decoder on this continent.
Yep.
So your stuff is on literally the entire continent.
And the contract that he signed does include the sale of his show in every other country as a principal performer.
Jeez.
Principal performer is fancy for lead.
Starring.
Starring.
Staring. Use words we understand, please.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
come
also,
here.
even me, I'm like, is it principal performer or is it starring? As starring, you're entitled to a certain percentage of the money should we sell it in another show, another country, pardon. Yeah.
Let's change gear for a sec.
Yes.
Are you at a stage in your career where you can make certain demands in terms of what you're willing and not willing to do?
I'm not willing to do pornography,
Most of us are not.
but pornography is everywhere now. In every show. Yes, to answer your question.
Pornography,
fairly.
hold on.
Hey, have
Well,
you
hold
seen
on.
what happened there on TV? Have you seen it? Yeah, going naked. Every show.
And what are your views about? But is it pornography or is it
I'm
just?
just so scared of it. You know what?
Okay, are you scared you might one day be told this is the role, it's the role you've always
Who's gonna
wanted?
tell me?
But no, as in this is the brief. That's the brief. That listen, we know this is we know you're gonna kill it, but she shags a lot.
Can she just shag less?
But that is part of the character, you see.
I just don't
She's
like-
a black widow, you see. So
No,
she
we
must
don't-
shag and
it's
then
fine. Why don't we take the part of Black Widow, then we give it to Fresh,
okay.
then we bring the rest.
But Fresh is not an actor. Now you guys are gonna complain if
So
he's acting.
if for instance Fresh is my co-star and
Okay.
you we really need to see 70% of skin in the show, I think I don't contribute to the 70% of the nudity.
So they
that
must
you
find
need.
skin somewhere else. Like zoom into the cameraman's forearm, something.
Just do
Find
something.
skin.
Just find it somewhere because I have none to offer. However,
Yes.
back in the day when they made films about story,
Sure.
they would have love scenes. We call sex scenes love scenes.
Yes.
Because it's a love scene.
And they still left a lot to the
And
imagination.
they left a lot of images. And when it was brutal, it was literally part of the story. So if you'd
yes.
have someone who's playing a prostitute, ever so often, you wouldn't really see her as naked as you think, but the illusion. The film is beautiful because
Yes.
we make you think
It's
whatever
implied,
we
it's
want you
implied.
to think. Yes.
Yes.
Then should there be one particular scene where you see her and she's running from don't, then that's the time where we've bought space for that. We're not buying space for it now. We're just here.
It's almost mandatory now.
Are you seeing the same? And this is across the board, international, all the way down to local. Like the shows are not implying much.
Is this because we demand it as an audience? Or is it because our story is not solid enough, so we need to add a shag or two?
I'm not going to. I think it's the former. I think it's because the times,
Are you governing yourself in your head?
that part.
Yes.
I think it's because the world is liberal.
Yeah.
I think it's because that's just where we're in the 70s. What were you in the 60s? You really couldn't have like.
You'd show a miniskirt and
You
people
know what I
would
mean? And
be
people
up
would be like,
in
oh my
arms.
gosh, you show your knees. And it
Yes.
was sexual and sensual enough. So it's 2024. It's well liberal enough to have stories like that. Maybe I'm just I'm more inclined to different kinds of stories. Yeah.
So you're not gonna show skin, is what you're saying?
As much as if it doesn't make sense to the story, I'm not showing it.
Okay, so if it's part of what the story is about,
I think
then it's
men
fine.
look incredible naked.
Sure.
They can show their skin on
Okay.
my behalf.
okay,
I don't think there's a shortage
they must represent
of,
you.
of the female body. I don't think there's shortage of that.
Would a younger you have the same?
She would say, I won't even do it if the story wants.
Yeah.
Because yet again, there's no shortage of skin on television. I'm a filmmaker. I make movies. I tell stories, incredible stories.
You do.
And should I
And you kick
play
your acid in.
somebody? Thank you, Fresh. Doesn't fall on deaf ears. On a show called The Wife, I don't know if you heard about it.
I watched The Wife.
Okay.
Okay, the first season. I'm still in the first season.
Okay.
I'm told there's more skin in the second season.
I think, but my character was a former prostitute.
I know.
And there is a scene where she has to take off her clothes. And we do it as beautifully as we possibly can.
Yes.
And we have a scene where she's being taken advantage of, a sexual assault. And then there we do take off skin. But it's not gratuitous,
No, it's part of the story.
100%.
But your co-stars, Bonne, were like, yay.
Really?
Yeah?
Really? Oh, maybe that was their story. Mine was not so much fun.
But your character was incredible.
Thank
though.
you.
In fact, your character is incredible. There were times I was like, no, she's not acting, man. This is her.
How?
Eh?
How?
There must be an element of her, of you there.
As well as the Zulu men, right? Because all of them were so great that you'd end up thinking, I'm man.
But the beauty of The Wife, though, is it was everyone was perfectly casted.
100%.
Everyone.
I agree.
I never looked at anyone and thought, when are you out of place? I could have done better
Yes.
with my broken Zulu.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was well cast. It really, really was. From everyone to everyone. The women were perfect. The men were incredible. The men did that thing that we didn't want to do, which is to take off too much clothes. And they were topless in the first season. We asked them.
Yes.
We said, directors, take their clothes off.
Absolutely.
And they were like, don't worry, we'll bring muscle. They were
And then
doing
show more
this stuff.
palm. Then they show palm.
And they were working out every day at
Half of
work.
them were
we
like-
were eating.
I'm
They
sure-
were topless. We weren't.
I'm sure half of them heard that Shaggy Lembes came in there like, how
And they were like, oh, no, I really need to train. Yeah, that part.
Anyway, so we're going to again change gear because
Okay.
we're running out of time and I know you need to get back to set. You sing.
Like a motherfucker.
I know.
Like a
Why are we not seeing more of you out there singing on stage?
So
sharing?
I was minding my own business when Anela called and said, do you want to join this show, The
Yes.
Masked Singer?
Yeah.
And I, thank God, wasn't thinking about I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Because when Anela calls, you say yes. So I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, just look at my WhatsApp. I look,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I've seen this show before. And I had. You know, the American version, I think
Yes.
I had seen my favorite people in a mask. And I'm busy running after my child. And then I say, yes, here's a number, call these guys. Without thinking
Sure.
about the fact that I do the singing. The masked person is the one who does the singing. So
Yes.
I think that kind of exposed me a lot to even myself. Because you know you can sing because you can sing in the shower.
Absolutely.
But does that mean you can stand in a crowd of people and hold a note? I was... It reminded me of something that I actually really do enjoy. Maybe I should make a song.
I think you should.
I think I should. I think I should make a song.
May we help you make a song?
Yes. Anything that we do. Oh, that's a song that exists.
We'd have to
sometimes.
write from scratch, unfortunately.
Oh, we have to do it.
Yes, literally from scratch.
I apologize for pretending I know anything about music in your presence, Fresh.
No, shut up. What did you sing as a child? What were your favorite songs to sing as a child?
So I, again, sing the least really good in my home because everyone else took the singing talent.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm the one who
So you're
backs
the
up.
extra.
Yeah, I'm the extra. They're like, I'm like, You know, the one no kapayo. I'm the shooby-dooby-doo of the song. So I would definitely shooby-doo. So, cool part about being a young person,
Sure.
I mean, the last born of a family, is that no matter what, you're going to know a lot of music.
Yes.
Because you've got from your parents all the way down to your big sisters, your brother. So there was all this music to listen to.
Sure.
And I know a lot of it, from country to I mean, rhythm and blues of the time, blues.
Sing us something from your childhood.
And nervous. I don't
You-
think
you'll-
that
you'll be- you'll be
I
fine.
don't think. Do you want me to sweat on
Yeah,
your set?
yeah.
Because I don't think my hands are shaking. No, I'm not going to sing right now. What's that song I wanted to sing for you though in the car?
You need to sing for me in the car.
Yes, because I was listening to Fresh
Oh,
Flavor
okay.
4.
Okay.
Da, 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 da. Guys, please sing with me.
Well, summer
Da,
days.
da, 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 dee. That's not singing.
No, it's
here's, here's a song I wanted to ask you what it said.
Okay.
Da, 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 dee, da, da, dee, da, dee, da, dee, da. Do you know what we said in Xhosa?
Yeah. I can't hear you. Say it into the mic.
No, it's vulgar.
It's fine.
No, it's very
What
vulgar.
I love about Xhosa is when it goes vulgar, it goes vulgar.
I can't, my mom, my sister, I could watch this, I can't say. Yeah, they're Golden Rock.
Which one? Well, get on my camel and ride.
Get my camel and ride?
Get on my camel and ride. Is that the one? Get on my Peppa Ma? Huh?
That's what we said.
Get on my
in
camel and
Xhosa.
ride.
Yeah.
So let's hear it.
Get
Let's
on, never sana oyivile ongayivanga. Wow. That's as much music as I have for you. Get on my camel and ride.
And then Xhosa is?
Nope. It's about riding
Okay.
in a very vulgar way. Please.
So it's about Babs Fontaine.
Yeah.
Okay.
In Xhosa.
Okay.
And it's not even me who was saying it. It was the older guys
Okay.
who were saying that stuff.
So were they singing it at the
Can
girls?
we move on? Fresh and are never.
Were they singing it at the... You have
At
two
the
options.
class.
So you can either tell us that, or you can take us back to your childhood and sing us a song from your childhood. As she gets ready to sing, ladies and gentlemen, The Fox. And don't cry, please. We know you get paid to cry, so...
No, I actually really get paid a lot to cry.
Uh-huh.
Couldn't just drop a tear for you for free, Fresh. Even you.
I will pay you to cry.
A lot, Fresh.
I will pay you a lot.
Best years of my life, and I gave you a woman who stood by your side. That's all I remember. I can't believe you're making me to sing. Wow.
We're waiting.
Do you know that song?
Who is it by? Who is that?
Greatest Night.
Okay. Okay, give us more. Give us
No
more.
one phone.
Jeez.
Kaloku Fresh, we've agreed that I must make a song. So when I make a song, people must be interested in the song that I'm going to
Okay,
make.
so we have
They
a deal
mustn't be
then.
like,
They wanna
we're making a song?
make a song.
Thank you.
And you wanna show up and you wanna sing
Thank you.
from
Yes.
okay.
Thank you.
Tell us about the bald head.
Which part?
The decision to go bald.
I actually don't know.
In a world where women are judged by their crowns. Unfortunately.
500 years ago, when I started this hairstyle, it was such an anomaly. Remember, back when I started my career started with that show that you spoke about, Cha Cha, in 2005,
We know.
6.
We know.
And so my character was bald at that time, but I had already cut my hair.
Okay.
Why did I cut my hair? I can't remember. It had something to do with the passing of my parents, my grandparents. I
okay.
lost my granddad first. I cut my hair,
Sure.
but it wasn't mandatory. It's not like everyone at home cut their hair. But I had this afro, and then this afro wasn't growing, and then chanda, and then and then zika. Then the next thing I'm casting this show, and I like this hairstyle. And then I go on, and then I realize that, okay, I actually like it. I'm keeping it. And then, without noticing it, it was a bit of a statement
Sure.
to just be like, women can look like this as well. Most of the characters I played were not bold, but they had black hair a lot, unless I'm playing somebody who doesn't.
Sure.
I really, really, really respect my job enough to let the character look the way that she wants. If she's got straight hair, if she's got curly hair, I will play what she actually is. Because a woman does wear herself according to her crown.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then from generations, things started changing when we showed up in the show with your hairstyle like yours. And then it became popular from there. Like, ikat, yaba into yenziwayo girls. And then there was the cut with the line, and then
Sure.
So I started this unaware of the fact that it will be my imprint. Perhaps it's fate.
Perhaps it's?
Fate.
Or
That I cut
fate.
my hair.
Ah, yes.
In my personal life.
Yes.
Because it's contributed to how we see women now, because I show up like this as myself.
What do men need to unlearn in
They
terms
need
of
to give us money.
give women money?
Give me money.
Give women money. What do men need to unlearn about how we see women, how we treat women, how we perceive women? What would you like for the little man you're raising?
Well, a model of what kind of man he's supposed to be in the next generation. Because I'll ask you this, like, if you are the kind of person that you are now and everything that you are learning as a man with your black identity, having grown up in a home where there was a father figure, if not your father, and you saw that everything, mostly our dads, all they had to offer was a home, a house for his wife, and take the kids to school.
Sure.
And immediately you grow up as a man. And then by the time you are this tender age of 35, there are so many more expectations.
Sure.
We expect men to be millionaires now. It's what the climate is asking.
Sure. And often it's said by the girl who's not even working.
Come on, yes. Okay. Sorry for all the women who said be a millionaire, but they don't work. Come back. The expectation is that because times have changed so much.
I laughed the other day. I saw a meme that says, you know, when you're sitting in a taxi, the girl that's looking at you thinks you're the one who's struggling and not her.
Yes! No, you must understand. A girl doesn't struggle. Nobody ngaba hope on and struggle because
you're in transit.
Because I'm in transit.
Sure.
The following day could be in a mansion now, saved by a person. Fortunately, times are not asking of that now. Now you provide for yourself.
Sure.
So a friend of mine was saying,
Which is not a bad thing.
she says to me, how do you do it, providing for yourself? Like, how do you know that you are your own breadwinner? I'm just like, didn't even, I had never even thought about that, but oh my gosh, like I provide for myself from the roof of my head to what my son shall become with his identity. But back to that, it hasn't been modeled what you guys, there is nobody that has shown you how to be this new version of a man. And maybe that's why you guys are getting it wrong so much. Because
and suffering mental health and suicide and pressure and.
Because you did not have a model.
Sure.
Your model showed you to get a house and get children and then take care of the kids and take them to school.
And then if you're not doing it, then you're not a man.
Yeah, and that was it. The four things that and of course other things and other things. So now, because I'm aware of the fact that shame, man, there's a disconnect between the current black man, particularly, and what has been modeled for him.
And
how
I think
do I raise my son?
and also there's almost we're teaching everyone else how to catch up with what patriarchy created. But is enough being done to prepare the modern man for the fact that things are changing?
I can tell you that for free.
You know what I mean?
I think.
So I think a lot of guys are struggling to even...
Yes.
I don't know how to exist in this new world. Because no one has taught me or showed me or advised me or even role modeled it to me.
Yes. I agree completely. Because as a woman, I have got at least... There are options to be politically correct. There are options as a woman. There's a home I can go to if I need this. There's assistance. There's even a community. There's even a village that can raise my child.
Sure.
I don't know if that's the same for you.
And I tell that story a lot about how we once complained to my grandma about why, in fact, our girl cousins complained to my grandma that why do you always give the boys attention? You're always giving the boys extra attention. And one Christmas in the village, she explained that the reason I pay special attention to the boys is because unfortunately a neglected boy becomes a very dangerous man.
100%.
And a lot of you girls here you might get your own jobs or whatever else, but chances are you're going to be married into another family.
Yes.
So you will be fine eventually. But if these ones here are neglected,
Yes.
we are all in trouble.
100. Your grandmother's a very wise woman.
And this is in the 80s.
Yes.
That we're all in trouble if these little ones don't get it right.
And your mother
so we can't fuck around.
with these boys.
Yeah.
Yes, and I wonder if there were a lot of that, a lot of boys who were experiencing that, who were being cared for, who were being given extra attention. I wonder if they were as fortunate as you are. I doubt. You may have been 1 in 20, if not 1 in 15. The rest of them are just not being catered. Not that we don't take care of our men. No, don't get it twisted.
But it's
As well as
guidance.
women.
It's guidance.
It's a particular type of guidance. And it's going to take, arguably, a woman to speak life to a man in order for him to rehabilitate. Unpopular opinion. But maybe it will.
I think on that note, we're going to have to let you go.
Yay!
But I'd love to have you come back, though, to introduce our song.
Yes, our song. What's the genre of our new song?
It's up to you. What you want to make it?
I have no clue. It needs to be vibey enough. It needs to sound like salsa. It needs to sound Xhosa at the same time. See, bipolar song.
Or we can redo "Get on My Camel and Ride."
And we must say the
in
right
Xhosa.
lyrics, not the Xhosa ones.
No, the Xhosa version of it. We'll sanitize it a bit.
And send on nerves.
That's all we need. Those
Okay.
nerves is what you need
Because
to make
I
the
feel
perfect
like
song.
if ungayiva into ethethwa ngamaXhosa for ingoma yakho fresh, I think I'll know yenza. But thank you so much. We're making a song.
Where do we catch you when? What are you working on currently that we haven't seen yet?
I'm producing my own talk show.
Okay.
It's called The Art Circle. It's on YouTube right now.
Okay.
I'm sitting down with artists. Please be my guest for music.
I'm ready.
Fantastic. And I'm producing. I'm trying to pitch scripts
Okay.
to channels and streamers. And I will never stop being an actor for hire.
And you'll never stop kicking ass, dude.
That part.
You'll never stop kicking ass.
Thank you.
I'll
Brent.
continue being a fan of yours.
Thank you.
Since those days when you were...
When you were in Grahamstown and you didn't come to my set.
You guys had stopped. You guys had rapped. So there's no way I was going to see you. But anyway,
Thank you so
much.
much. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Sure, sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is about to leave the building. Please find her, follow her, support her.
And Zikhona
A number of
Sodlaka.
people were curious as to what I was going to be doing this week, specifically what I was going to be doing this weekend after the 14th. Well, to answer, Saturday is legs day, so I'll be doing legs. Whatever you are doing, even if it's by yourself, with a device that makes you sweat.
I hate you.
Hope all you have is a wow week ahead.
Can I go?
What, do you want to join me for legs?
Sir, have you seen my legs?
Show us your legs. You want to stand up and show us your legs?
Wrong show, fresh.
Do you want to do a clean and jerk together?
I joke really well.
I'm
Many
sure you
things.
do. We've been coming to you from Discover TV. Check them out. Shout out to the Africa Podcast Network, Pezulu works for the cinematography, Artist the Flo Fraser for all of our audio imaging, and our guests today. Tumi Stopnonsons, and someone who doesn't take nonsense, Zikhona Sodlaka. Creative producer, Kuvesh Mohan, and of course, the boss lady, the show producer, Keleso Modisa King. Email us at waw@africapodcastnetwork.com. Till next week, have a great week in spite of yourselves.